What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? What's happening? What's going on? Happy Wednesday. Look, it's already April 10. April, already Apriling. So that means it's pushing through pretty fast. So whatever plans y'all got or things y'all need to do, y'all need to go ahead and get that taken care of because April about to blow by. Point blank. Period. Is definitely about to leave us. As quick as it got here, it'll be walking and marching out. Okay. So what's up though? Happy Wednesday. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all living? How y'all loving? How y'all grooving? How y'all moving? What's up, my girl? How are thee? Glad you tuned in because we're gonna be having a really, 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 really great show today, y'all. It's a good show. Great topic, of course, as you see it floating across the screen. Are you relationship ready? Because a lot of us are not, and we just be in them, having no idea what to do with them. Just be there, wasting people time. But we're gonna talk about a little bit as to why you may think you are relationship ready and what you can actually do to become relationship ready if you're not, if you're looking for it. Because a lot of us are getting older or we just want to settle down and want to do things differently. So we're gonna talk about what it is. And every time I say we're gonna talk about, yeah, I have a whole lot of things planned for every show, and it's always hard to get through it because y'all do engage really well, and I appreciate that. But I'm gonna try my best today to get through the show. Um, I'm in a good way to make y'all not have to be just like missing out on some of the important things that I do want to drop and give to y'all. Okay. So first and foremost, we're gonna do the quote real quick. Just drop that on here. You'll know you're ready for love when you're ready to put in the effort it requires. Love is an action word, point blank, period. People just like to use it because it's cute and it sounds good, but stop playing with people. You can, if you do love them just for loving them as a person, cool. But don't be all up in no relationship with these people talking about you love them and you have no idea about how to love somebody. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't be playing. Cause they killing people now. Now don't act like we seeing that. We talked about it on a couple of shows. What's up, boo? What's going on, Jay? We talked about it on a couple of shows before in the past. They killing people now. So playing with people's feelings will likely cost you your life or your some livelihood or some form of something. People are vengeful. So don't act like y'all don't play with people. So love is definitely an action word. It's not a word to be just thrown around so loosely. Don't be playing with people like 2 months later after you met them at the bowling alley and now you talking about I love you. No. Keep it to yourself. All right. What's up, Bree? What's up, Bookie? Breeski? So yes, we're gonna oh, it's gonna get down out there. I feel hit a wind. So you'll know you're in love when you're ready to put in the effort that it requires. And love takes a lot of effort because you do have to learn your person. You gotta get into who they are. You gotta learn who they are, what they want, what they like, all the things that come along with being in a relationship. You gotta do all of that. So um the one thing that it's important to know is that you cannot just be like, oh, I know what love is when you've never really experienced it. You want to give yourself the benefit of the doubt of learning it. You know what I'm saying? If you've seen it growing up, that's one thing. You're going to know what healthy love is, for one. You're definitely going to know that. So if you've experienced it, saw it, and all those good things, you'll definitely have some type of idea um, um, you'll have some type of idea how to move when you in your relationship, when you doing what you doing, when you doing things how you doing. And please, I beg of thee when I say this, our relationships different. If you looking to have the same relationship that somebody else got, please don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't waste your time trying to do something that somebody else is doing, because you will be highly disappointed if that man don't spend the money on you the way you want him to spend it on you. You will be highly disappointed if that young lady don't want to have sex with you as much as you want her to have sex with you. You're gonna be highly disappointed. You're gonna be highly disappointed if she don't want to go ahead and meet your mama after 3 days or after a week or after a month. You're gonna be highly disappointed. Okay. All right. Are you relationship ready? Let's jump into it. I love topics that are engaging. 5 signs that you that the person that is in a relationship now may be in a serious relationship. We got that coming up later on today. But for right now, we are going to do a quick quiz on ready for a relationship. This quiz is for you to answer. Drop your responses in the comments. It's a quick response. It ain't nothing that's going to be like that you got to go into so much detail. But if you're a detailed person, do what you do. But do you agree that no one is perfect? Do you agree to that? Do you think that people are perfect or they should show perfect capabilities? What's your take on that? Do you think that people are perfect? Like, do you think that people should have a form of perfection? Because like we know, hold on, we got some responses here. She on 2 pages. No one is perfect, of course. Thank you, E, for that. We know no one definitely is perfect. Yes, I agree. No one is perfect. The question, no, everybody not. So, do you think that people have perfect attributes? Do you think that people have qualities that make them carry a level of perfection, even though it doesn't make them perfect? It just makes them good at what they do, right? Because if if perfection isn't real, what if I feel like something is perfect? Just me myself. Does that mean that that isn't perfect because I feel it, or is it only because what other people feel is perfection? Do you have enough time to dedicate to someone else? That's question number 2. Question number 1, do you think people are perfect? Kel say, hell no. So don't look for it in no being. I know that's right, Kel. If you expect imperfection, you will be highly disappointed. Highly disappointed. Do not ever seek perfection in somebody else. It's really almost uncommon for people to have expectations for people. You shouldn't even have expectations for people, bro. Like you really shouldn't. You really shouldn't. Bro, y'all, I seen a baby lizard come through the front door, and I'm sorry, I had to kill it. And it just came up, and I've been waiting for it, bro. I don't care, bro. I knew I was gonna get up and kill it, but it was a tiny one, and I would not be able to. I seen it come through the front door. When I walked in, it was like right there, and I couldn't close the door fast enough, and that bitch zoomed in. Whew. Kel's laughing because Kel's know how I am. Baby, don't play with me about no lizard. Oh God, y'all, I'm shaking inside and out now. Because if I would have seen that thing and he would have got away because I was trying to sit here and not act like I don't see it or something, because I ain't finna even play with you. I'm gonna get you. Ooh, y'all, my heart beats so fast. I got that lizard, bro. I got it. Okay. All right. Question number 2. Let me get through this. That's something I was trying to throw me. Oh, look at that. Do you love yourself? And why? What makes you love yourself? Think about that. These are all the questions that are saying, these are all the questions to help you divulge if you're ready for a relationship, if you're seeking one, if you understand one, and all that. Is it okay for you to apologize even when you don't have to? Ooh, that's real deep. That's real deep because a lot of people don't know how to do that. No, a lot of people don't know how to do that. A lot of people don't know how to apologize. A lot of people don't know how to admit when they're wrong. A lot of people don't know how to do a lot of those things. So think about that. Is your ex completely out of your mind and out of your life? No one is, and I don't expect perfect. However, proficiency complements the want to move forward. Very, very true. Very, very true. Very, very true. Yes. Yes, I'm also learning to love myself more. That's very important, Jay. Very important. Definitely got to love yourself. And it's a learning mechanism because you learn in different ways how to love yourself. When things are going on, you learn what it is that made you do that because of the love you have for yourself. Choices you make in your everyday life let you know that you love yourself. Different. It's a lot of different variations to one loving themselves. Um, the next question was which one Kels was answering right here. Yep, but I don't make it a habit of apologizing. You don't have to make because you probably don't you if you don't make it a habit of apologizing, that means you're not doing things that have to be apologized for. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't noticed or nobody ain't pointing out nothing that you should be apologizing for, then you're probably not in a position to have to. So that is a good thing that you don't make it a habit. Um, do you agree that relationships must be maintained? Do you have to constantly date yourself or date the person you with? That is a constant. Do you believe in that? Do you think that that is a rarity, or is it something that has to be done? You think it's a something that should be done spontaneously? Do you think it's something that should be done on a regular basis? Do you think it's something that should be done whenever you feel like it? Like, how do you feel about maintaining your relationship? Is your ex completely out of your mind and out of your life? And can your boyfriend slash girlfriend slash wife slash husband become one of your priorities? Have you put a person that you're in love with, that you're in tune with, that you want to be with, have you made them a priority? So out of those 7 questions, how many people got yes to all of those questions? If you maintain yes to all of those questions, then that means that you are ready for a serious relationship. You are ready for a serious relationship. If you got any no's in there, any no's, that means that you may be struggling to maintain your relationship and you may not be completely ready for it. But if you have all yeses, then we can move forward with the rest of the show. Because I mean that you might be a little bit more healthier than what you thought. You may not be as toxic as you thought. It may not be you may not, and just because you're ready for a relationship does not mean that don't have toxic capabilities. You know what I'm saying? There are things that people do even in those relationships that they don't even realize. You ain't gotta get out. You ain't gotta sit the podcast out. We Bobby will say she don't think she ready for no relationship. You ain't gotta be ready for no relationship. You in high school. So you could but you can just listen and maintain knowledge of what you can and cannot do, or what you want to do or don't want to do while you're when you do become ready for a relationship. But relationships ain't gotta be done right now. You got other stuff going on too, so that's not your don't have to be your whole focus right now. But those are signs that you are ready for a relationship. And a lot of times we don't think that we're ready for things um that we are equally ready for. We don't know it because we've never experienced relationships. We've experienced other things that we may think is a relationship, but it isn't. You may have had vulnerabilities and other things going on with somebody, but it's not always a relationship. Okay. So let's see. the signs of knowing when you are ready for a relationship, because those signs let you know that you are ready for, I mean, not ready for a relationship. The ones that let you know you are ready are the ones we just ran through. But the ones that let you know that you aren't, they're right here. Let me tell you. Are you over your ex is number one. They always ask that first. And it says the question hits a lot of us like a ton of bricks, usually because we try to suppress all the feelings and desires that they be having for people that they used to love and like before. But if you really want to know if you're prepared for a relationship, explore if you're over your ex. You can't start a new relationship when you still have feelings for someone else. Are you really sure your heart no longer screams for them? And if it does, do not waste nobody's time. Do not, because that whole notion of it can get under another one to get over another, you know what I'm saying, to get over another one, or date somebody else to shake somebody else, that don't really work like that. So don't be don't be don't be using that analogy if unless you dead serious about it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely over all of our definitely over all of them. Definitely. Are you just bored? Are you getting in relationships because you just bored? That you people do not think that that's common. Boredom has put people in marriages that they weren't even ready for. You done had children with people out of boredom. I've heard some stories. I kid you not. Like I've heard some stories, but like me and Buddy was just messing around. My woo was just doing this, doing that, and this happened. All of a sudden, we got a baby, and we don't even talk to each other like that. We just chill. We just, and I'd be like, "Well, how you just get a woo pregnant? Like, if you just that's your woo, why is you not strapped up with this woo? And I know we get caught up in the moment, baby, but somebody got to be responsible. You got to either be, if you get caught up in the moment, you got to either be ready to pull out and sacrifice. I mean, pull out or sacrifice. Because y'all already know them little woo be fertile. And a lot of y'all woo be ugly. So then y'all go and get them pregnant and now you mad. My sisters say amateurs. They're babies. They're right here. Nothing in woo-woos. Mm, mm, mm. That's scary. Do you do things for yourself? Many people think this question is strange to ask yourself, but if you think about it, how much do you do for yourself? Do you take care of yourself? Do you eat healthy for yourself? Are you, if the answer to that is a no, then you're not ready for a relationship. If you can't do things for yourself, how you gonna do things for other people? And if somebody else got to be the one that come along and make you do for yourself, you definitely not ready for no relationship. Keep it to yourself. Yes, ugly. Yes. They be having some ugly woot woos. And then that's why they don't be wanting to, now all of a sudden you got 9 months of her being pregnant and everybody looking like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Mm-mm. No. If it takes time for you to, if you're somebody who's working on getting learning how to love and treat yourself good, be chill with the relationship, because I'm telling you, you'll come in and be doing more for other people than you're doing for yourself. And you got to start with you. The love is supposed to be for you first. If you're not loving yourself correctly, then the love you're going to give to somebody else is going to be so much over love until you're going to smother, until you're going to either get to that point where you can't breathe without a person and you falling down walls and crying ugly. And we was talking about this last night, but you falling down walls and crying ugly about something that you're not supposed to be doing it for, because you haven't learned how to love and heal you first. So don't get into these relationships acting strange to where it's like, oh, I can't sleep without you, or I can't do this without you. You better learn. You better learn. A person that knows what went wrong in their last relationship is a person who it knows how to move on and be in a good relationship. If you can point out the fact that that happened or this happened or some of it, the onus is on you or the onus is on them. If you're able to recognize what happened in your relationship, in your ex relationship, then you are in a good spot to move forward. I've been there, so nah, mine is the smother part because I don't like clingy. And you don't want nobody. I don't think nobody really want to deal with clingy to the point of it got you insane. Like that clingy, that type of clingy is like unbeneficial to the relationship because progression cannot happen. Like progression cannot happen. How can you progress if you're simply thinking about this person all the time and you can't go do things you need to do because you worried about what they doing or you can't do it without them or you can't live, like it's things that you have to do that um makes you still elevate. Stay busy. Stay busy. Looking at this fancy mic my sister got. You see? Definitely big on accountability. That's why I'm so honest. Brutal. You're brutal. I love it, but you're brutal. Brutal. Gotta elevate when you get in a new relationship. Gotta see the problem, make a change. Look at that. Look at her. Okay. That was real, real mature. I like that. I like that. No, I know. Brutal. All right. If you're accountable enough to say what you did in your last relationship, you definitely okay with moving forward. Do you have any fun hobbies that you like to do? That you like to do? That you like to do though? Like that you can do separately without somebody else? Like if you can't do it by yourself, is there like so let me tell you why. Hobbies are vital for people to function and be happy. They're very vital. If you're just determined you don't really have any hobbies that make you feel alive, you're not ready for a relationship. You need to have something that involves you and catches your interest before seeking that in another person. Dead ass. That I'm telling you, that's one of the common things that make people be so glued and attached to other people because they don't got nothing else going on. They don't be having nothing else going on, bro. Nobody don't got no time for that, bro. Find you something to do. Everybody needs to have something to do. Everybody does. Your life can't revolve around me strictly, and my life can't revolve around you strictly. It just cannot. Just cannot. It just cannot. You have to have things that you do without your partner. You have to. I don't that's a lie. You have hobbies that pay money. That's something to do. That's something to do. So you gotta have something to do. I don't want to just like have you wrapped up under me all the time. That's not, I don't know. I don't know. Something about that feel awful. I can love you, but even if we're in the same house, we're gonna be in the living room, you're gonna be in the bed. We're gonna be in different spots sometimes. We're not gonna be just breathing each other out all the time. Y'all weird. You had a life before me, so let's keep it that way. Yes. Let's learn some things. Your family, you can visit your family without me. I can visit mine without you. That don't make nothing that don't mean something wrong. It don't mean nothing wrong. It just means that you had a life and you love doing things with your people outside of your people. And it shouldn't, and that's why you have to know your partner before you try to make these relationships serious. You got to know what type of person you dealing with. You got to know if this person gonna be acting funny because I'm going over here with my family. And they don't, and the response ain't just be like, I don't care if they acting funny, I'm going anyway. That's not the response. You shouldn't even have to hear nothing like that. It shouldn't be, or why you going, it shouldn't be none of that. When I say I'm going to go visit my family today, It's okay then, babe. What time you think you're gonna be back? Because if you had something planned, then tell me that then. But don't say it. So I'm gonna change my plans. Just see what happens, so we can rearrange them if there was something else going on. But as far as you acting like you got to go with me just because you got to be like this, that's a problem. That's why it's important to have your hobbies. It's important to have your thing. You got to have your niche. Have one. Cause guess what now? If we live into see a certain age and we 60, 70, 80 years old and we sitting out now, we around each other every day. So you better love yourself enough to know and love that person enough to know you got to sit with them. You got to really age and get old with these people. Don't do it. Don't just be doing stuff because you're bored. If are you looking for somebody to make you happy? That is a very important question when you're talking about dating and doing relationships. If you're looking for happiness within somebody else, you are totally fucked. Totally. Totally. You are totally fucked because yeah, that is why. Because you'll learn right then how a person responds about something that you want to do on your own or do without them. You'll learn how they'll move in any other aspect. And that might be that little flag that you need to see so you can move forward. That might be that little flag for you. You need certain things to show you certain things. Everything cannot be ignored. It just cannot. Now, if you're looking for a person to make you happy, that's not for you. You're not ready for a relationship. I just want to go ahead and say that immediately before I read the next comment that says they need to add on to my happiness. Um, I like the way that's said too, Jay. But I don't even need you to really add on to it. I just don't want you to take away from what I got going on, happiness wise. If you're around, I just don't want you to be that person that's bringing me down. I just don't want you to be um the negative energy all the time. I don't want you to be the Debbie Downer. I don't want that just because you don't want to do just because you don't want to do something by yourself. I don't want to feel have to be made to feel a certain type of way. But adding to my happiness, meaning that you're not adding any negatives and all of that. I love that. I love that type of adding to my happiness because you're keeping it beneficial for you to be around. If you don't have to be in a relationship, you don't have to do that. So in order to have what you want in your relationship, give it to yourself already first, and then make sure you incorporate what that person does for you that builds you, adds to you. Those are important things, specifically what you don't need from them, but what you value from them. Ooh, don't shake that energy up. I'm telling you, maybe that being an energy shaker, a drainer, or anything is ooh, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So just make sure you're doing things in your life for you first and foremost, and then you can incorporate somebody else because that's how they need to be. They don't need to be trying to pull you in to make themselves be doing way more for you and loving you more than they're even loving themselves. If you see that there's a lack of a person having any self-esteem or a lack of this within a person, that's you got to be a therapist. And if you are willing to help with that, be willing to help with that without being feeling like you're doing something that you don't want to be doing. But for the most part, try to get into these relationships where people are honest with themselves and they know themselves already, where you don't got to come in and help them find who they are. You can help, you can be that person that says something, when they do good, you could be that person that's wishing them well and giving them kudos and making sure that they continue to stay in tune with you. That's important. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. But you do not want to be in those situations to where every single day you got to say something that's going to build a person up or encourage a person and do this with a person and do that with a person. No, you don't want that. You don't want that. Cuz that to me is like, and not just to me, this is what I've learned and what I've picked up along the way as well. If you have to be that person's energy giver, that person isn't even ready for you anyway. So don't be in these places where you're over giving and you're overdoing because you're trying to compensate for things that they don't have or they don't value, or if they're not willing to go ahead and go to that therapist and go learn what they need to pick up about themselves, then they're not willing to love you correctly. Because there's gonna be so many times where you're gonna be at fault for shit you ain't even do because you're not there today. I can't lift you up today because you might be having your own day. You might be having one of your own days and you might need that. And if you can't get that from them because you always giving it, you know what I'm saying, to them, but you can't get it in return. Come on, bro. That's sad. That ain't worth it. I'm serious. It's not worth it. And I'm telling y'all this now because we learned this in our 30s. I want y'all to, people who tuned in that's younger than 30, I need y'all to start picking up on these things now. I need y'all to start seeing now what type of signs people showing you. I need you to start paying attention to now the red flags that they making you see and all of that shit. Because now this is the time you're learning you, so people should be learning them. We used to say all the time, man, now we raising our kids and now they gotta go out in the world with all these fucked up ass kids. And it's true. It's people that do not do right by raising their children. Pardon the language. But it's people that do not know how to do what they're supposed to do while raising their children, and they sending them out there messed up, and now they run into a healed person or a person who was taught how to love themselves, who was taught what to do when they have faults and have days of blunders, and how they need to give themselves encouragement and make sure you hyping yourself up. Because this is what I tell myself and what I've always told myself: if I hype myself up daily, I ain't nobody else got to ever tell me nothing good about me, because I know me. I'm good with me. So how you gonna go out there and get with somebody who 30 years old or 28 years old that need to be told on a regular basis that they need to be confident, that they need to be strong, that they need to be this, that they need to be that? You can't teach certain things to people. They have to live it and experience it. If I'm confident, I like my guy confident. I can't stand a person who can't find the positive in the situation that they may feel is negative. You got to always see. You always got to find positive in something. I'm dead serious about that now. If it's so easy for you to be so upset and don't want solutions, don't come around me, bro. Because the first time I give you a solution and then you come with two more excuses as to why you can't do that solution, I'm never giving you a solution again. That's the end of the conversation. I don't even want to talk to you. I don't, because I already see that you're a part of the problem. You're the problem. You're a part of your downfall. You're a part of why you're not blossoming, why you're not growing. You're a part of it. So I definitely don't want to try to fix that daily. No, like JT said, I'm a hype. I'm hype. Nah, y'all ain't gotta hype me. I ain't gonna say it like that because I can't do it in the city girl voices, but I know what you meant. I know what you meant. But that's real. And no, I don't need somebody to tell me what I can already do or what I already know about myself. What I do need for you to already have that same energy. Because like I said, everybody don't have the best days. So sometimes you're gonna have those days where you need to lean over here, lean over there on somebody. Don't be nobody, don't be around people who can't even give you that. I knew she was gonna correct me. All right. The next thing to let you know whether or not you're ready for a relationship is, do you have time to invest in one? Do you have time to invest in one? Okay, and you know what that means, right? Relationships are no joke and they take time to make them work properly. Too many relationships go sour because one person doesn't have the time needed to invest in it. One person, one person to be doing all the investing, the other person just uh, gravitating and enjoying the investment. All right. So if you're asking, am I really ready for a relationship? You need to have the time and energy to invest in someone else. If you're currently in the phase in your life where you're prioritizing maybe your career too much or something else that leaves no time for someone else in the picture, then you're not ready for a relationship. All right. How can you expect to make a relationship work out healthy at all if you're always on the go? Now, being busy is important. That's, we got to do that. Stay busy. You feel me? Don't not just be like, when they say what you did today, and for 4 days straight, I came home and I just sat down and watched TV. Bro, I'm not coming over to visit you, bro. I'm not coming to visit you. We're not finna do what you just did on the fifth day, the last 4 days. So all right then, babe. Well, you go ahead and do what you finna do. I'm gonna go ahead and go somewhere else because I worked all week and I'm just tired. So if you with somebody already like that anyway, they're not busy enough. But some people need encouragement, so they see that busyness and they'll be like, "Oh, my girl be on go. I like that. My boy be on go." Because it's some clingy women out there. They don't got nothing to do. They want to be right there attached at the hip. But when you value things, when you love things, and when you love a person, you make time. So if you know you're ready for a relationship, when you're willing to actually make time, you know it. That you actually know that you're willing for a relation. I mean, you're ready for a relationship when you're willing to make time. We make time for the things we see value in. So one should be able to compromise. Exactly. Exactly. I'm busy, you're busy, so settle date and stick to it. So when you and then that's good anyway. If we know Monday through Wednesday, this all going on Thursday, that make continue to make Thursday your date night. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you can't see on Wednesday night or Monday night or something, but that just means that you are prioritizing time for them for that day. Jay say, I'm a little clingy. I don't know. You probably just a little clingy when you're bored and you don't got nothing going on. Because when you busy, you busy. How you clingy? Unless you just want to be around them all the time or something. Yes, auntie, compromise is key. Unless you just want to be up under somebody all the time. I don't really think it's clingy. I think it's clingy when you ain't got nothing going on yourself and you have to be up under somebody. It might be a day out the week that you set up that y'all hang out and you just want to be up under that person all day that day. Y'all, you might not even want to go nowhere. You might not want to go nowhere. Just spend that day with them because you've already had so much going on through the week. So I don't know if it's just, if I ain't seen you in 3-4 days and I see you on the fourth day and I'm wanting to be up under you, I don't look at that as clingy. I just might miss you. But if you're willing to invest and compromise, you ready for a relationship. Do you know how to communicate your feelings? A lot of people don't know how to talk to people, bro. A lot of people don't know how to talk, express their feelings. They yell, they holler, they do everything under the sun except for get to the point. And yelling don't make you right. Yelling just make you loud. So do you know how to communicate your feelings? Are you willing to put your feelings on the line? Sister, I'm definitely a little clingy, especially if I'm into him. You want to go home though. I don't want you. Be into me and let's just talk on the phone for a little bit. It's okay. We can talk on the phone tonight. Well, some of them nights now, some nights, I don't know. I guess I'm just not clingy though. Being that I'm not clingy, I'm okay with having time to spend time with Shelby because, and I'm also the oldest of a lot of people. I always like to be alone. Yes, I prefer my spare time with you. It's because I enjoy being in your space when I'm free. That's right. That's right. So I'm preparing time for you. I'm giving you that because I want to be there too. It do eat. Yelling just make you loud. Just make you loud. You probably ain't you probably ain't saying nothing I understood. I just know your voice is up 12 octaves. And that's all I got. Communication is the most critical part of any relationship. If you don't know how to properly express your emotions and thoughts without attacking someone else or letting um your anger consume you, you're not ready for a relationship. So many people make the mistake of getting into a relationship when they don't even know how to properly communicate. And you cannot expect your partner to adjust to you if they know how to communicate. So if you get into these relationships and you know how to talk and you know how to express yourself and you know how to do all that, and um you can handle all those things. You know what I'm saying? It's no problem with your communication, but your partner don't know how to communicate. You know how many times you about to be misunderstood? You know how many times you're about to be wrong and you just ain't listening to me or you're not adjusting to what I need or all I mean you know how often you'll hear that from someone who doesn't know how to communicate? Do you know that? Do you know how easy? Man, just because you know how to communicate and they don't, you will literally be the culprit at all times, the bad guy at all times. Some nights I'll settle for just a text, so believe it, believe it. Me, my wanting to be around you is based on my mood. Sometimes I don't want to be bothered with him, or if it's days that I just had a day, I may not even want to come out of my room, let alone to my entertain somebody. Now, if you just say, if you got the ribbon and you just say, I just want to come over and give you a hug and I'm gonna go right back home. Okay, that's nice. That that's nice. I appreciate that. I might need that hug. But you said the key word, and the key word was I'm gonna go back home. Oh, don't yell at me though, because I'm gonna baby listen. Don't raise your voice. Don't raise your voice. That's the most ignorant thing to do to me is to raise your voice. Don't raise your voice. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. You can't communicate if you ain't got nothing to say. CeeLo. Well, and half of the time they don't have nothing to say. Yes, Don. She responded to one of Don messages. Yell at me, it'll be the last time because I shut down after that. Nothing more to say. Yeah. That's that's the point I am in my life where I knew at a certain point in my life, I knew like I don't even want to talk to you no more. Like, and I'm not just talking about for the day. I might be like for life because why is you yelling at me? What are we not saying to each other that made you feel like that you needed to raise your voice? Because I shrink? Did I look like a kid? Did I even kids on even sometimes with them, you yelling at them for some of the reasons that you mad at yourself. But at this point, don't yell at me because now I'm going to feel like you're losing or lost some level of respect for me, and now I'm not gonna want to talk to you again. Because I'm a real soft. One thing about me in relationships, especially if I'm getting treated properly the way I want to be treated anyway, I'm a softie. I'm real soft. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I'm really. I'm gonna sit there in the passenger side of the door until you come open it. I'm really gonna like be that girl that want I'm standing at the door until you open it because I know you coming. Because if I touch it, you're gonna be like, babe, and then I don't, things like that. I'm in that era of my life. I'm in the era of well, I don't even cook. I'm in an era. I'm just so if anything takes me away from an era that makes me feel comfortable and comforting, I don't want to be around it. Don't raise your voice at me. Don't holler at me. Don't do anything that's going to make me feel like I got to turn around and raise my voice at you because I don't want to yell at you. I don't want to disrespect you. I don't want to say fuck boy, fuck nigga this because we can go there. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be disrespectful to you and I don't want you to be disrespectful to me. So let's just keep it peaceful. Like we got some sense all the time because if you value somebody and you love somebody the way you say you do, you don't even want to raise your voice anyway. I like the era of being chill. You know what I'm saying? And we were talking about that in my sister chat that of making sure that we tell the young girls this now, so they don't got to go through their 20s and their 30s of experiencing argumentative situations where they feeling like if he do this he love me or if he do this he love me. They don't got to go through none of that. They don't got to see that. They don't got to be a part of that. We get rid of that now. We go ahead and let them know now at 20 and 19, you deserve to be talked to with respect. At 25, you deserve to be talked to with respect. At every age of your life, you deserve respect from anybody that wants to be in your life. If they want to be around you, up under you, beside you, inside you, near you, talking to you, dealing with you, it needs to be out of respect and because they're valuing you. If you got anybody around you that you don't value, that's a dangerous relationship. That's a dangerous friendship, dangerous relationship, dangerous sistership, dangerous brothership. If you got anybody around you that you don't value, it's dangerous. It's dangerous because that means that they'll sell you out. They'll sell you out. You don't got no opportunity to breathe and live with them. They will sell you out. Telling you, don't get caught up. You feel me? Since I don't like disrespect anyone, that's why I get the fuck on quick and never look back. I'm telling you. And since there's a reason for that too, you don't even give in to the energy of it. Girl, I have me going right now. I can't even get aggressive with him. The pieces, everything. Keisha. Namyola Renge Kyo. I'm telling you. The pieces, everything. You can't even, you listen. Things you be mad about, you won't even say because it ain't even worth it. If you want it, it's not even worth it. Is it even worth it? It's probably something minute. It's not worth it. Just go on, sit down on the couch, chill, put your feet up, and relax. Keisha, and the good thing about it is that we teaching these kids, we teaching these young girls, these young boys that now value you first, because once you start bringing people around you, it's going to give you the opportunity to see the value in them. So now if that's who you want to deal with, you know what you got. You know you don't want to lose it. You know you don't want it going nowhere. You're going to do everything to keep them right there. Even if they still 20,000, 157 miles away, you still going to make sure they still in your corner. Because you know what you desire and what you deserve. It's amazing. Peace is amazing. Good energy is amazing. Good people are amazing. It's some really good people out there. Some people who were actually taught things that you were taught while you was growing up. Even if it was in a different way, it's still simplistic enough for y'all to be able to get along and deal with each other. So a lot of people who were raised by assholes who have become assholes. And that's who y'all having to face too. You running into those little boys. You running into those little girls. You running into broken men, broken women. You running into a lot of manipulation. You running into a lot of downfalls. You run into people who don't even know how to admit when they wrong. You running into people who don't even who are not ready for relationships but out here playing and wasting people's time. You're running into all of that right now because everybody was not given the same identities as we were. They were not taught what we were taught, even if we had to learn it on our own, because everything you did not learn raised in your household. Some things you had to pick up out there on the street. But once you know it and you put it in your brain, you start divulging it. You start making sure that you are the peace that you deserve and desire. If you can't even get it, if you hellish within yourself, you giving people hell. You giving people hell because that means you still dealing with trauma. You still dealing with things that you never talked about. You still dealing with things you never even wanted to face. Hello, and I don't have time to school you on what your folks should have taught you. And that's real because at this point, and I understand that notion now. I used to be like, dang, when people used to say that, I used to be like, dang, you won't even take the time out to tell the person something that you desire and what you feel like you deserve. No, I'm not. No, because if you paying enough attention to me, then you learning that about me. You are. When you really into somebody and you value somebody, you are. You're definitely a person who knows what you desire and what you deserve. I shouldn't have to tell you what you desire and what you deserve. And I'm not about to tell you that you don't supposed to yell at me. I got a lot of respect for people who don't like confrontation because baby, we have an adult conversation. Bingo. Come talk to me. Get it off your chest because I'm listening. I'm definitely gonna listen because you're important. I'm definitely gonna listen. I'm definitely gonna listen. And a lot of that does come with age and wisdom and time and energy and good people being around you. But baby, I'm not your people. I'm not your mama. For real, we really got to understand that what you give off is what you're going to receive. So when you giving people off that good energy, you definitely going to receive all that good energy and you deserve that good energy. Don't you think? Don't you think you deserve it? Don't you think it would be great to always be reminded of somebody showing you just how much they love you on a regular basis? Because that's what action do. That's what love do. So when I said in the beginning, you can't just be throwing the word love around so willy-nilly because people do it. That's why people dying. Y'all playing with people. Y'all, all right. Let me and if you feel like you're a child for this part, cover your ears because I'm gonna say it because I have to. But let me be right here giving doing all this off the chain ass stuff to this man, and he loving me good. I'm loving him good. We doing things that unknown to other people's visions because it's just for our eyes. But we're doing all these different things. And then I'm also telling him I'm loving him or I love him because he giving me money. He doing all those different things to make me feel good as well. So I'm telling him I'm loving him, but I'm also telling somebody else that, right? Okay. So in the event that I decide that, you know what, today is the day that I don't want to deal with this man no more. That man know he did nothing to you to make you feel that way. And now they over there questioning themselves because men got feelings. They got emotions. They got all of that. Now they questioning themselves. They trying to figure out what they did wrong. They trying to feel like what they could have did different. They come and then they see you with somebody else or they already know it was somebody else. And then they come and shoot up your house. We can't tell that man how his emotions should have been handled because these are broken men. He's broken at this moment. We can't tell nobody what they should be doing with their emotions. We can't tell these people to stop flattening these people's tires. We can't say nothing about how we would deal with something if we're not dealing with it. That's not for us to explain. We can always sit there and be like, oh, couldn't have been me. Because we do that often. But when you're playing with somebody and you showing them that you love them, but you really just saying things because you're just trying to get what you want out of a situation because you're manipulative, and then now we got to read about you because you played. That's the type of stuff you cannot be doing. Don't Love is an action word. So if you're doing love shit with that person, if you're doing love stuff with that man or that woman, you better mean it. I may tell you once, but multiple times is a no-go at this point. We're wasting each other's time. We got to have an adult conversation. You can't be out here playing with people. You cannot be out here playing with people, y'all. That is not a word that is going to be thrown around so loosely. No, it's young people that's in love like crazy with people and they mind and they killing. So we got to be sure that we're serious about that. We can't be playing with people. But if you answer yes to a lot of these questions today, your maturity level states that you are definitely ready for a relationship. But mentally, you may still be like, I might want to not. I might want to play the field a little longer. I might want to do this a little longer, and that's fine. Because if you know that no matter what maturity level you feel like you're at, if you know mentally you're not about to give it 100% of what you feel like that person may deserve and desire, don't play. Don't even play with you. Because now when you get in there, you get your feelings all involved. You didn't think it was going to happen that way, but it did. And now you over here looking crazy. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So are you ready for a relationship? Are you ready to give somebody 100% of you unselfishly as they're to give you 100% of them? Are you ready to state and tell that person that you're ready? Are you mature enough to decide that this is a point of your life where you're ready to share it with somebody and be 100% vulnerable? Because vulnerability is the key thing to knowing that person is for you. When that man is vulnerable with you and that woman is vulnerable with you, you're in a good spot. You're in a safe spot. You're in a good spot. Because, yeah, whatever you're putting out has to come back, definitely. That karma be real. It's real. So here's all the people that are in the relationships, that are married, that found their person. Here's all the people that are still seeking their person. And here's all to the people that's out here giving hell on wheels. Ride till the wheels fall off, but don't bring nobody else into that bullshit. Peace and love, baby. I'm going to see y'all next week. I always appreciate you. Tune in. Thank y'all. Have a great night.